Hello, Taurus. Welcome. Welcome to August. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for being here. So, a couple things. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to be updated on any future readings. I do want to apologize to any of my subscribers that I'm just a little bit late with my readings. I've been all up in my feels, all up in that full moon energy, and having a really hard time just really hunkering down on the work. So because I've been doing that self work, which is the hardest work of all. It's so much easier to work on other people, isn't it? So with that being said, I just wanted to say that so far I've really noticed a common theme in regards to my reads. Lots of self-work is being done, and this is the challenging part, right? When it comes to us coming to realizations of our own personal karmic patterns and the things that we need to know and grow through, right? So far, I've just noticed the common theme. I did Aries's read yesterday, and I was like, okay, like, is this my read? Like, is this my energy? But I've also noticed on some other channels that Aries is actually mirroring a lot of the same energies as Librans. So, and we get into your read, and I feel like we're, almost talking about some of the same things. Taurus, right? We are ruled by Venus, you and I'm a Libra. So Taurus sun. But this could be a read for any Taurus moon, any Taurus rising, north node, south node, whatever you have it. If you resonate with this reading, you're just going to know that this is your story, and these are your words of advice from spirit. So the theme, I don't even know what to call this yet, but it seems like you are at a point of decision. Should I stay? Should I go? What should I do? So we start the read with the Five of Coins. So the Five of Coins energy in traditional tarot speaks to, feeling left out in the cold. That feeling could come from any circumstance in regards to your 3D world. Because it's coins, it speaks to me in regards to your money. So, it could be a work situation, but for some reason, I feel that this money thing is tied to relationships. This feels like a relationship read to me for many reasons. So we start with the Five of Coins. That's the energy that you are feeling, and that's the let's call it the protagonist energy, the energy of why you feel like you need to make a decision. So Five of Coins, feeling left out in the cold, is looking over at the Knight of Swords energy. So this Knight of Swords energy can speak to any individual in your life that may be ruled by one of the air signs, right? Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But this energy feels like somebody is coming to charge in to help bring you some clarity and truth, and a new perspective and a new way of looking at things. The center of your read is the Chariot. So this speaks to me as your energy. This speaks to me that you are moving forward looking for victory. It speaks to me like you are on a divine path, and victory will be yours. Number 7 could be a number that is relevant to you as well. But this Chariot, this lady here in the Chariot, which is in the center of your read, is almost looking over to your next card, which is the King of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands energy is someone who, walks into the room casually demanding everybody's attention and generally gets it, right? Very passionate individual, generally a leader, someone in a lead role. It seems to me that you may be looking away from this Knight of Swords individual towards the King of Wands, but looking towards the King of Wands with your eyes closed. So there may be something that you're not wanting to see in regards to this individual who could be influencing you right now, whether that's a male or a female. But there's definitely an individual who is influencing your ability to choose one or the other. And then it brings in the Two of Coins energy. So Two of Coins energy is that balancing act, right? That is the decision. That's the should I stay or should I go? So this tells me that in August, you have a decision to make. Communication is going to be really important for you in regards to how you're feeling. This is going to help because you're opening your reading with the Five of Coins and the Knight of Swords, both communication cards. Excuse me. One is of conflict and a feeling of maybe even lack, like you're missing something, or you've been like something's been taken from you in a sense in the 3D realm. Like, so to me it speaks to a financial situation that is throwing you off balance, but somebody's coming in to try to help you in regards to that situation, and this person who's coming in is definitely an individual that you can trust, because when it comes to the swords, this is of the mind and this is of truth, and truth, the only way I can say it is if somebody comes to you with all honesty and truth, it would be crazy for us not to trust them, because sometimes we have the tendency to get ourselves into situations where it is driven from a different part of our ability to receive, right? Sometimes there's karmic situations that we have a hard time moving through. So what this is telling me, I clarified the Five of Coins, because these were the Five of Coins, the Chariot, and the Two of Coins were the main things I wanted to clarify, because the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords are two individuals that are influencing you right now. So that's clear. So what's happening here, the Five of Coins was clarified with the Five of Cups, the Knight of Swords again, and the Six of Pentacles. So this is telling me that so we go from the Five of Coins to the Six of Coins. So this is telling me that you are almost waiting for your karmic balance, waiting for something that's owed to you, and because you're feeling right now some sort of lack due to the situation that you're in. And this could very well be, this Knight of Swords influencing that situation, because the Knight of Swords comes in twice, and it could very well have something to do with this King of Wands as well. So then we get into the center of your read, the Chariot, where you're moving, you're done, right? You're moving towards something that is going to feel much more satisfactory, but there is the time in between of transition. So although you want to make moves, there's some decision to be made and some realizations to be had. The Chariot was clarified with the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Four of Swords. So 4 and 4 could be relevant to you as well. But when we talk about the Four of Cups, this is an individual who's having a hard time seeing the cup of love before him or her. Having a hard time seeing that because you're disappointed about, 3 other cups that could have potentially, spilt over. But also note in regards to that, you know, sometimes we need to pour out our cups to refill it with something more valuable. Okay. So Two of Pentacles comes in again. So that's that Chariot moment is, you're moving towards making a big decision in regards to 2 different energies that you have around you. And that's very, very clear because we got 2 and 2 again. 4 of Swords. This tells me that you might be in a time of just, taking some time to yourself, a little bit of respite, because the pressures of this situation might be a little heavy for you, and you just, you might need to really go within and just get quiet, spend some time with yourself and really figure out what it is that you truly want, because no decision doesn't come without consequences or repercussion. And I'm not trying to put a negative spin on that, but every action that we take, there is, it's like the laws of physics. With every action there's a reaction, because that's energy, right? And that's how it flows. It's the transmuting and the transfer of energy. And sometimes we have the tendency, because the Chariot, it's about forward movement, and it's about, like, this is what is in the center of your read. So this speaks to me that that's what you truly want and you truly desire, is to move away from whatever it is that's not serving you, but you're having a hard time taking that jump and doing it, right? So what Spirit's asking you to do is just get quiet, get with yourself, and really figure out what it is that you truly, truly desire. What is it that is in your heart space? So just, a little bit of rest, a little bit of time to yourself will definitely help in regards to that. So we go from the Chariot to the King of Wands. And like I said, you're looking over at this King of Wands with your eyes closed. So there might be an inability to see through this whole, like this whole, magnetizing energy. There might be more behind that energy, because we go from the King of Wands to the 2 of Coins. So you need to decide between 2 individuals, and then I clarified the 2 of Coins, which is, the outcome of the read. So in August you have a decision to make, and this, I ended up getting 6 cards from it, and it broke down into two separate mini reads. So I feel like this is what we are trying to decide between. Okay. So one side, we got the Strength card, the Ace of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is the challenger in regards to this little mini read, because it's speaking to, taking everything that you've learned and moving towards calmer waters, moving towards something that's going to be more emotionally satisfying, more mentally satisfying, moving away from strife. And it's going to take strength and the ultimate, like the truest form of love, right? So strength speaks to you taming that wild beast inside of you, that wild tendencies. I, look at that, beast, or that lion per se, as our ego, right? Because, when we talk about Leo and Leo the lion, very, there's a lot of, ego driven behavioral patterns and decisions and things of that nature. And what this speaks to me as is that, you can decide on one person, which, is you taming the wild individual inside you that has a tendency to move towards more ego based decision making, and finding that inner strength to move away from that, um, and really just embracing the love that is being offered to you. And that is going to take you um, making the decision to move away from things that didn't serve you in the past. So there is movement there, right? And there's a choice, there's movement, and it is a journey, because it's the journey of growth, and it's the journey of really embracing what you truly want. And sometimes we have a hard time doing that because we're, again, working out of a, let's call it the ego, or sometimes I like to refer to it as the alter ego, the person that we created from all of our past experiences and our past hurts, and our past life situations. And it could even be the reason why that you have a tendency to work out of that space could even be a completely another life. It might not even have anything to do with your current life and your current situations, but that's a whole nother reading and story. So here's the thing. So that's one of your choices that comes out of this Two of Coins. And then here's the other choice. So we have the Star, the Tower, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is the separate choice, and I feel like this is I feel like this is coming from the King of Wands. And that's just my personal opinion. This could be coming from the Knight of Swords too. But the reason why I feel like it's coming from the King of Wands is because the Star comes in, and it's speaking to me like Star, it's generally healing, but like this is like that Hollywood love that's gonna crash and burn at some point, right? There's something there in the 3D world that feels comfortable, it feels stable, it feels like it's slowly moving to a place where we desire it to go. But with the Tower and the Star, it speaks to me that this is potentially that like idea, because of the Star. And and I speak to Hollywood love because it's it's what you see in the TV, it's what you see in the movies, and it's an idea of how we think that love is supposed to be, in regards to the things that we were exposed to, our social conditioning and things of that nature. But it's not a strong foundation, because the Tower did come in reverse. So that tells me that there's an inability, or a a lack of wanting to see it fall apart. But the thing is when the tower comes in, it comes in because it wasn't built on a strong enough foundation for it not to fall apart. And sometimes we just want to avoid that, that breakdown, because, you have to start from scratch. And what this is telling me is that, there may be a lack of wanting to start from scratch, and having to rebuild something solid. So that's your overall. These monthly reads are going to be general reads, and I'm just going to feel what is coming from the cards. So I pulled many more other cards for you, and we have lots more messages, so just bear with me. I pulled some of my energy oracle cards, and again, I'm seeing two completely different paths. Okay, so we got the World card, which is, one side of your path. All right, the World card. And the World speaks to us when we need to shift our perspective, when we're coming out of a darker time. And what's happening right now in let's say, the universe and in the world is a huge shift in perspective. Okay, so that you could be very well being affected by that energy. So the world, it speaks to us that we need to look at things a little bit differently. Okay, and then we have the envy card that comes in. Okay, so this card speaks to, there could be, some people that may be influencing you and that may be latched onto your energy and could be very envious of you, or vice versa. And that energy is almost like it attaches to you and it pulls all of your good energy. And just notice how things look outside here. This person is looking to how beautiful and vibrant and things are, and they are in this darkness and almost like sucking the good energy from you. And that envy, whomever that you have influencing your life that may be embodying that energy, you're being called to detach from that because it is sucking all of the beauty and life out of you. So we got first chakra Archangel Michael. So this is telling you that you're protected. Okay, this card is coming in and this is the center, which is right over top of your chariot, and just notice the red. Okay, so this is speaking to me that you might right now be feeling not so grounded, safe, and confident that the world is going to provide you the things you need. And first chakra Archangel Michael, first of all, he comes into your read to tell you that you are protected and he's here with you, and that you're gonna be okay. You may need to spend, just a little bit of time out in nature, get some reds into your diet, just to help you feel more connected and less up in your mind. Because when you have the decisions that you have, when you got these two stories and choosing between two individuals, which is what I truly feel is happening here, that can be a challenging process, because we could be wanting to choose one over the other due to things that aren't actually solid and good decisions. It could be because of financial reasons, or just because you got this feeling of lack in the beginning of your reading, but everything will be provided for you, and that's what Archangel Michael is here to tell you. Okay, so then we got walking away. And just notice, this woman she's looking back and she's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm leaving this behind, and it's divinely guided. Okay, so that's what this is right here. And just notice how beautiful the path is. And there's nature, and there's going to be beauty. And the moments of enlightenment will come. And there's two butterflies here. And that speaks to transformation. So this process that you're going through right now, it's warranted. Like, this is spirit, is asking you to go through the process and cut ties from these two dark energies that you have here, because there's some dark energy that's influencing you right now. And then walking away, and you're walking to the temple path. And the temple path is the path to enlightenment, and it's like basically finding the Garden of Eden, and it's just such a beautiful place for you to be, where spirit is guiding you to. So spirit's guiding you to the Garden of Eden, where all of the love and all of the abundance and all of the things will be there for you. It's a very divinely guided path. So I think that right now you might be struggling with a little bit of open communication. You need to talk about how you're feeling to your, biggest influences in your life, because blue is your beginning of your reading, and then we get into red, purple, and orange, right? So sacral chakra, root chakra, third eye. Third eye, it speaks very importantly to what are you pouring into yourself, right? What thoughts are you pouring into your brain? Because those are going to influence your emotions and how you feel about certain situations. So just pay attention to your thought processes. So I pulled two cards from my mystical oracle deck, and the two things that came in for you was love and victory. Okay, so victory, if you look at it, is almost like the Ace of Cups, right? So it speaks to, to me, it speaks to that moment of embracing what is being offered to you, and also knowing that the divine source is going to provide for you all of the things that you want and need. So just having faith, and because you're being offered the things, you're being offered all of the things. You might not be able to see them clearly, but you're being offered them. And then love, right? And of course, this says, Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. So the overall energy of your read is who is your true love, and are you willing to embrace that energy, or let some negative influences potentially influence your decision making in regards to love. The victory says, I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. So this victory card is also going back to the Chariot, which is the center of your read, and you are moving towards victory. So definitely take heed to your process, and I would suggest moving towards the new horizon that's being presented to you, moving away from this dark energy that is, sometimes it's comfortable because it's all right? It's all we know, like the things that we grew from, the things that we have endured in our life is all part of our social conditioning, and our our personal chemical makeup. It even goes right into our DNA at times, right? Things can influence us so deeply that we don't even know that it's ingrained in our DNA. So you're being woke up to just move through that doorway, take that leap of faith, and start sailing on some more calmer waters, because there's turbulence that you have had to deal with in your past, and that turbulence is it warranted, right? Just ask yourself, is all of this energy that I'm bringing upon myself warranted, right? Because God, source, the divine, he wants nothing but love and abundance and beauty, and for us to just embrace those things. And there's I think the biggest message here is, is all of the stress that you're putting on yourself in regards to just moving away from these attachments, these attachments, right? This envy, like what story are we envying? Or, who is it that's, sucking our good energy from us because they envy us, right? Those attachments, they might make us feel like we're more of a person, but in the end, it's just you and God, In the end, it's only you and God. So I got one more message from you, or for you. I pulled it from my Osho Zen Tarot. I take these messages and I give them to you full-bodied, the full message. I like to read them from the book because they're just so in-depth, and there's so much that a person can get out of this. So 106, I call this advice from spirit because of just how how in-depth and divine these messages are. So Taurus, this is for you. The figure pictured in this card is so preoccupied with clutching her box of memories that she has turned her back on the sparkling champagne and glass of blessings available here and now. Her nostalgia for the past really makes her a blockhead and a beggar besides, as we can see her patched and ragged clothes. She needn't be a beggar, of course, but she is not available to taste the pleasures that offer themselves in the present. It is the time to face up to the fact that the past is gone, and any effort to repeat it is a sure way to stay stuck in old blueprints that you would have already outgrown if you hadn't been so busy clinging to what you have already been through. Take a deep breath, put the box down, tie up in a pretty ribbon if you must, and bid it a fond and reverent farewell. Life is passing you by, and you're in danger of becoming an old fossil before your time. These tendencies, past, present, and future, are not the tendencies of time. They are tendencies of the mind, and which is no longer before the mind becomes the past. That which is before the mind is the present, and that which is going to be before the mind is the future. Past is which no longer before you. Future is which not yet before you. And present is that which is before you and is slipping out of your sight. Soon will be past. If you don't cling to the past, because clinging the past is absolute stupidity. If it's no longer there, so you're crying over spilt milk. What is gone is gone. Don't cling to the past, because that is also going, and soon it will be the past. Don't cling to the future, hopes and imaginations and plans for tomorrow, because tomorrow will become today and will become yesterday. Everything is going to become yesterday. Everything is going to go out of your hands. Clinging will simply create misery. You will have to let it go. So the message here is very clear that whatever that, it may be comfortable being in, these turbulent times because it's what right? And you probably got a great set of sea legs, but there are calmer and clearer waters ahead, and you are being asked to let go is what Spirit's asking you to do. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Taurus, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and leaving me a comment and letting me know how these energies are playing out in your life. I do wish you so much happiness, so much love, and so much blessed energy, and I hope your August is everything that you would want it and need it to be. And I just wanted to say that the energies are, they're strong right now out there, and there's a lot coming to the surface, and sometimes you just got to go through it and grow through it, and it's all part of the process, and it all happens in layers. And I just I wish you so much love in that process and so much self-love, because you deserve it no matter what. Bye, Taurus.